All right, fashion dolls, and we're back. We're back. I'm going to invite Keon back. I think he might have cut out or dropped in the call, but I'm going to invite him back so that we can continue with this interview, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you guys share the live. If we pause or go in and out, I do not mind coming back. But yes, share the live. Make sure you guys are following me as well. And make sure that you guys go and check out the birthday fit. Again, our very special guest is from Charlotte, North Carolina. This week you're going to see a lot of new faces, a lot of new actors, up and coming actors. And then next year, probably in 2022, which will be season 16 of Style by Stevie, we're going to get some more stuff. So I'm not going to give away that much. But we're waiting on Keon to come back so that we can continue this interview. I hope you guys are all doing awesome today. I had a fabulous birthday yesterday. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and our very special guest is back, Keon Taylor, so I'm going to add him back. Shout outs to Poetic Soldier, Cornell. Make sure you guys go. And thank you all for those fabulous birthday wishes. I had a blast yesterday. All right, and we're back.
Sorry about that, signal issues. So sorry about that.
You're good. I understand. If I go in and out or pause, I'm gonna come right back. All right, so we were talking about you writing music at the age of 16, and how did you get your start into acting and doing music as well?
Well, with music, my mom put me in piano lessons when I was 7, 8 years old. So I come from a music background initially, so that was always like my biggest passion, just writing music and just writing songs and just playing the piano. At first, I was a little nervous because I didn't really want to do it, but my mother, she put me into that, and I just kind of became good at it. So as that came along, I just kind of stuck with that for a while, and then I got into sports and stuff, and I kind of got away from it, and then I kind of went back to music, and then I just went into the arts after that. It just kind of took off from there. So.
Okay. So which one did you like doing better, playing sports or music, or in between?
Well, music will always be my first love, but sports. Growing up, everybody always feel like they have to play sports because my older brothers, they were athletes. So it's just always one of those things where you feel like you have to be an athlete, you have to play sports. Because before I went to West Charlotte High School, which was known for sports, and my mom wanted me to go to Northwest School of the Arts. That's what I was supposed to go to, but I begged her to please let me go to West Charlotte so I can play football, baseball, and all those things. So I kind of stuck to that. But in my heart, looking back, I probably would have stuck to the arts because that's always just kind of stuck with me to this day, actually. It's funny how you start out at something, but then it finds its way back in your life as you get older. So.
Yes. All right, so my next question for you is, what keeps you motivated? What keeps you grounded? Because I know during this pandemic, throughout this whole entire pandemic, it's been difficult for a lot of us content creators. We had to take a standstill and a stand back because of this thing going on, even with set restrictions and so many different things. What keeps you grounded? What keeps you uplifted and happy?
I think for me, it's just my passion for the arts, the passion for film, the passion for theater, having good friends in your life, having something that you're passionate about, and always keeping God first. I feel like if you have those things in your life, I feel like no matter what's going on, it'll still be a blessing. And I tell everybody, 2020 was a blessing for me, because I had a lot of good things happen to me in 2020, even despite what was going on. But I feel like if you're passionate about something and you have
Wise, if you could collaborate with any actor or actress,
I'm sorry,
what would be?
a minute. You paused for a minute. I think it was probably the reception, so I didn't hear what you were saying after that. I think I answered
Okay,
it. You paused for a minute.
yes, my next question for you was, if you could collaborate with any actor or actress, they can be still here or long passed on, what would be your dream collaboration? Who would you like to work with?
Oh, that's hard. Does it have to be one? I have to limit it to just one. I mean,
It could be two. In some of my interviews, I've had actors named two.
okay. For actress, I'm gonna say Angelina Jolie and Angela Bassett.
Mm,
Powerful.
interesting.
Love them. If I had to say male actors, Don Cheadle, Denzel, um, Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, Tom Hanks. Um,
Oh, those are some of the greats. Those are some good choices.
oh yeah, definitely. Morgan Freeman. I like Morgan Freeman too. I love his voice. He probably can
Uh,
narrate. But
so what genre of film do you like doing the most? Because you've done some romance, you've done some drama, you've done some mystery, you've done a little bit of everything throughout your career. Which category or genre of film do you have the most fun doing?
shout out to my man Fred Forte too. He's one of the people who really inspired me acting. Fred Forte, local, great filmmaker. So shout out to him. For me, I'm gonna say I like gritty. I like crime, gritty crime, superhero, gritty. That's just my kind of thing. I like drama and romance, but I like the gritty. I like the action. Uh, Pretty much anything because I'm a fan first. Before I'm an actor, I'm a fan first. So I like
Okay.
all genres. I just immerse myself in acting, good art, just films. I pretty much play anything. You give me a script, you give me a character, I play pretty much anything. Just because you grew up watching when you grow up watching films and TV shows, you fall in love with different characters, different genres. It kind of sticks with you, follows you.
Absolutely. Now I'm gonna go down some of the catalogs of some of your work. Skate Shop, Mother's Day, What's Your Peace Be Still, Blind. You've got a good list of films that you've done. Out of all of your roles that you portrayed, which one was the most fun and which one was the most personal to you? Because I'm pretty sure that every actor or actress that has portrayed a certain role, they have connected to this character in some sort of way.
That's a really good question. You know what? My most personal role, to be honest with you, it's not even any of my movies. There's this series called The Job that I did. And it's when I first started out. It was about a man who was a detective, and he fought every day for his family. He fought every day for his wife and kids, his family, and he always did his job with integrity. So I, I would say that role is probably I connected the most with that role. But it's just so many roles, man. That's hard. Give me a second. Give me a second. Uh, this is really hard.
I think I got him, ladies and gentlemen.
Um, I'm gonna have to say, yeah, I'm gonna have to say The Job. When I played the lead role in The Job. Shout out to Fred Forte. Just because it was one of my first major roles, as the lead, and I understood what he was fighting for, his story and his daughter, and how important she was to him, and that connection. Uh, I'm sure it's floating around somewhere. So that's pretty much
And Fred says he killed it on The Job. Loved him in that.
it. Oh, Fred's a genius, man. Oh, we got the film. We got a film coming out called A Mother's Day. Check it out. That's going to be amazing, powerful story.
All right. All right. So my next question for you is, if you could change anything about your career, or would you just let it be where you're at right now? You're happy where you're at in your career right now? Because I'm pretty sure every actor from Taraji P. Henson, uh, as you mentioned,
Yeah, we.
yes, I
Okay,
was
that's a
saying,
really good question.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was, yeah, I was saying that every actor, whenever they are, done doing their takes on film or whatever, they always ask themselves this question, and I'm pretty sure of it. What do I need to do to improve on my career, or what could I do better? Do you feel as though you're happy with your career, or there's some things I want to work on, to make myself even more better, or push myself to the edge?
That's a really good question. I'm gonna say this. I'm happy with what I've accomplished so far. I would say just going forward, there's always room for mechanics. There's always room to improve. I feel like you can never be the complete actor. There's always ways to improve, whether it's voice. I always work on my voice. I always work on mannerisms, how to speak intelligently. I work on eye contact, nonverbal communication. More mentors too. I think one thing about me is I think when I initially started in acting, it was just worrying about the craft and worrying about just being good enough. I think now learning the business of acting. I think a lot of actors get into this thinking, okay, I'm gonna be a star. I'm acting in this project, that project, but you also got to study the business of it. What is the industry? Get some mentors, people that's already so you can pretty much learn, from, move forward. Network, work with, and understanding your craft more. I think those are the things that I pretty much worship. Always ongoing. Like always, it's always area, no matter what acting. Just become more industry oriented. Well, I mean, still do your indie projects and everything, but still just focus on learning the of acting. I do a good job with just continuing to hone in more. Because I always want more, never satisfied. So I'm always hungry. So I'm going to continue
Absolutely.
to.
And that's how every actor should be. There's always something that gives us that drive to keep going. It's always something that makes us even more passionate about doing something and pushes us to the edge. So, my thing is this, my question to you is, what or who inspires you to keep going into acting? Because I'm pretty sure there's got to be somebody in there, somebody motivating you and encouraging you. Like, I have a strong support circle. It's always family and friends who encourage me along the way to keep going and keep persevering. So, who or what
Oh,
inspires you to keep going?
that's a really good question. I'm gonna say my mom. She's not here today. My mom passed away when
Sorry.
I was 19 years old, and she worked up to it. I didn't know she had cancer when she died, but she was so tough. That's how strong she was, and she always taught me the value of hard work and always keep going. Stay consistent. And every time I pursue something, I always think about that woman. I know how strong she was, and I know everything she represents is who I am. So every time I think about that woman up there, I just always motivate to want to do better. Don't just accept what it is. Continue to push forward, persevere, and no one's gonna tell me anything differently. So I think that's my work ethic right there. Just her and being able to please her, because she always told me, I just want you to just make your dreams happen, but faith without works is dead. So you got to put in the work. No one's not gonna give you anything. But and those words kind of stuck with me. Um, so when I think about her, it always just inspires me to work harder. So,
And that ties into the very last question I was going to ask you, which was, what is some of the best advice that someone has given you? You've already covered it.
hey, that's really good. The best advice someone has given me. I'll tell you one thing. I've ran into a famous actor. I'm not even gonna call it. I'm not even gonna say their name. But this one actor told me one thing I would never forget. I said, "Man," I said, any advice you want to give me as far as this industry? Is there anything you can do to give me a word to help me out? I'm gonna tell you what he said to me. If you love it, if you really love it, you'll figure it out. And he told me that for a reason. He told me that because acting is not a straight line. It's not something that uh, the path is not straight. So it's almost like if you become a lawyer, you go to law school, you do your undergrad,
Hmm.
go to law school, you take the bar, boom, you're a lawyer. Acting doesn't work that way. Circles, goes around, diagonal. You never know where this journey is going to take you. So stay consistent with it, and along the way, you'll figure out what that looks like as you go through the process.
And we're
You
back.
froze on me a little bit.
Yeah, we paused for a minute.
You froze on me a little bit.
All right, so let's get into it, fashion dolls. You guys have been waiting for it. It is the moment you guys have been waiting for. And it is time for the rapid five. So Keon has to tell me five things he can't live without. And then the next segment is going to be called Turn the Tables, where he gets to interview Miss Stevie and ask her some questions. And nothing is off limits. So it is going to get spicy. So,
Ooh.
Keon,
Yeah.
five things you can't live without.
Five things I can't do. All right, guys. So don't judge me on what I'm about to say. Five things I can't live without. I need my give me one. My car max. I can't live without my car max. I keep it. In me, on me every day. You know, you don't want chapped lips or anything, so you know you got to keep the lips nice and smooth. My sneakers, my pair of Jordans. I'm a sneakerhead. I love sneakers, so I can't live without my Air Jordan 6s, Nike Air. I love sneakers. I can't live without my watch. I always wear G-Shock watch. I love watches. Rolex, G-Shock, love watches. So that's number three. What else I can't live without? I can't live without my hat. I love hats. I wear a lot of hats. Love hats. That's a really good staple to have. I love hats. And lastly, I would say my Dior cologne. I like to smell good everywhere
Mm.
you go. Got to smell good, look good, feel good, everything good. So, if that makes
All
sense.
right. That's five, ladies and gentlemen. All right, it is time to turn those tables. So Keon is about to ask Miss Stevie some questions. I don't know what questions he's going to ask me. Every time this segment comes along, y'all, my heart starts to beat. So take it away, Keon.
All right, Miss Stevie, I have some questions for you. So how did you get into like interviewing people, interviewing amazing people? Like how did this even come about? Your vision? How did this even come into fruition for you?
Well, right after high school, because you know our parents, they always ask us, what is going to be your game plan? I wanted to do hair, which I still do. I'm licensed to do hair, thank God. Woo. And after that, I said I need a backup plan. My mom and me and my father, we had a conversation. What is going to be your backup plan? So originally, I was just covering celebrity pop culture, what celebrities would be doing, you know, celebrities, business, and tea. And I said, let's do some interviews. Let's add some interviews. And then my plan formulated. And later this year, I added male co-host to the show to kind of shake it up a bit. You know, because they're looking at the woman, giving the woman perspective, but men are just like, well, what about us? So I said, well, boom, here you go. Let's add two male co-hosts to the show. Shout outs to EJ and my other co-host, Johnny. And it shook up the show. People were not expecting that. So just this year, I added two male co-hosts. But it started all in 2016. I just had a vision. I would be sitting there, and I remember the tripod, holding up the tripod and the tablet and doing my interviews. Like, it was so crazy. But to see where I'm at now compared to then, it's crazy. And I look back at it, and I'm just like, wow, you came a long way. So.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, which leads to my next question for you. So, who is your influence? Who is your Give me your top two influences as far as what you're doing, and also from a family perspective. Give me your two major influences.
I would have to say my mom. My mom is outspoken. She's a Scorpio woman just like me.
Ooh, Scorpio.
We're fiery. It's not just my hair, y'all. It's red, yes, but we have that fiery personality. We're outgoing. We're driven about what it is. We call it for what it is, and if we see someone being mistreated, we let people know that this is wrong. So my mom is an influence. Another one of my influence, famous person wise, I would
Yeah.
have to say. There's so many. I would have to say Grace Jones
Ooh.
because I love how I'm wild and bold and carnivorous and dangerous, but dangerously beautiful. Not dangerous to the point where you kill somebody or something crazy like that. But just when it comes to fashion and just a personality where it's just like you go for the gusto, you just don't care. You live life without the cares in the world, and that's how it should be.
Hmm, I like it. I can dig it. Um, okay, another question I have for you is what If you have to meet one celebrity, if you can meet one or two celebrities that you always wanted to meet, get some game, get some inspiration from, who would that be?
Meet. I would have to say it's a tough choice. It's so tough. Like, ugh, it's only two.
So you have me over here guessing, so I got to make you guess a little bit.
I would have to say Beyonce
Okay.
because I love how she fights for women's rights. She speaks out through her music to women and it resonates with us. It's like she automatically knows what we go for, whether it's independence or fighting for what is right or inequality, which is what I do as well too. And the second person that I would like to meet would be, it has to be a guy. I can't be too female, so I try to balance it out. Um, Someone who's been through the industry, who's know where they're going. Um, I would have to say Billy Porter. Billy Porter and just his fearlessness, just like he doesn't care in the world. I love people who have a bold mindset, a bold mentality, who just go out on a leap of faith. You know, they just jump. They don't care. So Billy Porter and Beyonce.
Mm, I like that. Really good ones. Really, really good ones. I see a little bit of that as well. Okay. I got another. Is that number four or is that five? Is that four or five? Okay.
That was two. You asked me two questions. You asked me who inspired me. Well, yeah, who or what inspires me, and then you asked me the famous people. Hmm.
Okay, so I got another question for you. So give me your give me your three must-haves that you have throughout the day that you can't leave home without. What are your three must-haves that you have to have on you at all times?
Okay, my phone,
Hmm.
lip gloss. I love a glow, as y'all can see. So highlighter. Those are my top three must-haves. So yes, I never go anywhere because you never know who you run into, and you need
There
that
you go.
quick pick me up of the day. So yeah.
I got you. Okay, number four question I have for you is what's your vision as far as going forward? What do you see? What do you see this turning into? I mean, you do great interviews. You're incredible. I see what you're doing. I see the vision. 10 years, 5, 10 years from now, what does that look like for you?
I see myself having a television network where we're represented because for us as people of color, as black people, we don't the only platform that I know of to my knowledge to this day is BET. That's all I know growing up is black entertainment television. And then Oprah came out with her network and so forth and so on. But I would love to see more television networks where all black content creators have a platform where they can go. So that's where I see myself in the future with this platform.
Hmm, I like it. I like it. Last but not least, last question I have for you. Let me think. I'm gonna make you think on this one. Um, okay. All right, last question I have for you. So what would you say is hmm, trying to think how I'm gonna phrase this question. I'm trying to set you up. Um, what is your why for doing what you're doing right now? What is your why?
My why for doing what I'm doing is to encourage black people because throughout this whole pandemic, we've just lost hope. We've lost hope. We've lost because we're not able to have the physical feel or touch. And by that meaning being able to hug somebody. Like this thing just messed everybody up. And we were all depressed and in the house and we couldn't see some of our loved ones. Like the social anxiety and all of that. So the why I do what I do is to bring awareness to black people, wake it up on us to let people know that we are included. You have a platform where you can come and you can speak and more importantly get educated. So that's the why I do.
Hmm. That is awesome. That's awesome. We need more platforms like this, and I appreciate you for taking time out to interview me. We'll definitely do it again sometime. But I appreciate you for, bringing me on your show and tapping into my life a little bit. More to come.
Do we have any questions for Keon or myself before we conclude this interview? I'm going to read some of you guys' comments. Now is the time to ask. My phone is pausing on me. Great interview. Proud of you, Keon, and love you as well, sis. Thank you, baby. Thank you so much.
Love you as well. Thank you.
Bald and Beautiful says nice. Classic. Grace Jones. Yes, and she's on my shirt. I'll post it I didn't have time to post my OOTD of the day, but I'm going to post it at the end of this interview. 5 p.m., my guest co-host for today, V Brown, actor singer, will be joining us, so make sure you guys tune in for that. We're going to cover some topics. And yesterday was Halloween, my birthday, so we're going to be talking about people's costumes, who wore what. We've got some great costumes, so make sure you guys definitely tune in at 5 p.m. He will be joining us to talk about something new that he's dropping. Okay. Do we have any questions before we conclude? My last thought before we wrap up, Keon, is there anything that you would like to tell people? Any advice that you would like to tell people, or encouraging words that you would like to tell people before we conclude?
Just keep going. Stay consistent. Anything you do, whether it's media, architecture, lawyer, anything you want to do in life, stay consistent and love what you're doing. I tell anybody life's too short. Love what you do and do what you love. That's always an amazing thing. Everything is consistency. It's not about talent, it's about consistency. So you keep that in your heart, never go wrong, So that'll be my
You are
advice.
so welcome, my sister, Bald and Beautiful. You're welcome, my love. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for tuning in.
And thank you all. Thank you so much, Keon, for this interview. I was kind of nervous. I'm like, oh my God, my heart is beating so fast. I don't know what I'm gonna ask him, but it just flowed. It just went natural.
Oh, and stay tuned. Got a film coming out called A Mother's Day, directed by Fred Forte Jr. So you guys keep it locked right there. Go to his page as well. It's going to be a great film. We're still shooting right now, but it's going to be an amazing film. So we'll keep you guys posted on that. Have several other projects coming out as well. So you guys stay tuned.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. And that concludes the first interview of the day. Make sure you guys tune back in at 5 p.m. We're going to be talking about some topics with my guest co-host for today, V Brown, actor singer. I love you all, and you guys can check out yesterday's look for my birthday is up on the feed, so make sure you guys go and check it out. But without further ado, thank you so much, Keon, for just giving me a minute of your time, and I look forward to speaking with you again in the future.
Sounds good. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
You too. Take care.